I mean, we would present ourselves as a team that is not a violent team. That look, we just want to play football and go. Maybe hopefully that should be able to cover us. Like I'll say it any their ground should not be. It should not be licensed because it's just not. It's not a football pitch. Let's be real. It's not a football pitch. I mean, what I tell my players is, the ref is not going to carry the ball into the net for the opponent. So you have to outplay your opponent. You know? We thought about it at the start of Interligos that maybe we should buy a club abroad first. But I was like, let's not make mistake with euros.
Let's start here.
Make mistake with Naira.
Welcome to the Playzone podcast.
Once again, we invade your space, but as we always do, we always bring you a very, very special guest on the show. Welcome once again. This is the Playzone podcast, and my co-anchor is available for today, thankfully. Yeah, Tunde Koiki makes it through. How are you, Tunde?
Should never start. You don't start to the throw stones.
I'm just trying to remind the people.
I was with this thing with invade your space. That's very... It's borderline, you know.
Yeah, we just like to be there. Like to let them know that we're here.
Invade your space.
Yes.
Lord God. Anyway, thank you guys for coming through once again. We really appreciate all the messages, all the follows, all the likes. We're very, very grateful. The Playzone podcast is growing in leaps and bounds, and it's all because of you. You people joining every week to see the latest that we bring to you. We've had some really great guests, and keep it in that tradition. We have another excellent guest today, a very young man who is making enormous strides, do I say so, in domestic football in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
In the space of just less than a decade. Some say, what, 4 or 5 years? Well, he'll tell us himself. He is on the cusp of what many people have pretty much tried to do, but have been very unsuccessful at. So I think without further ado, let's just jump right into it, yeah?
Yeah, he said he's on the cusp. He's there. He's there already.
Yeah, you know this Nigeria. Before you know, they say that something happened, one court case. Yeah, okay. Oh.
He's there already. I've had the pleasure of interacting with him a couple of times. Now, what I really find interesting about him is his last name. Yeah, his last name.
Yeah.
I never get to pronounce it correctly.
Okay.
It's either Vigo or Vigo. Yeah. But what I can surely pronounce correctly is Lanre. His first name is Lanre, yeah? And it's a pleasure to have the owner of Interligos with us here on the Playzone podcast. They recently gained promotion to the NPFL. And that, I can tell you, is a big deal. Having tried for so long, but finally they make it through. And excited he is, undoubtedly. So we welcome Lanre Vigo right here on the Playzone podcast. How are you, Lanre?
I'm good. I'm very good. I'm very good. How are you guys?
We're fabulous. We're just
so
really
is it
happy.
Vigo or Vigo?
Vigo.
Vigo.
Are you by any chance related to Viggo Mortensen, the actor?
No, but yeah.
Don't mind me. I just wanted to throw that one in there.
So how do you have such an interesting last name?
So my grandpa is actually from the Caribbean. He moved to Nigeria, married a Nigerian woman.
Which part of the Caribbean?
I think it's either St. Lucia or Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah.
So a TNT boy. How your Dwight York? Interesting. That just shows you just how diverse Nigerians really are.
Where are you from?
Originally from Ijebu.
No.
I thought you were asking me.
No, him.
Oh, him.
What's
Lagos.
my business with you?
Lagos. I'm a Lagos boy.
talking him.
I'm a Lagos boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So your lineage, as far as Nigeria is concerned, is from your maternal. So
your
grandfather is not Nigerian.
Is not Nigerian.
Okay.
And then even my mom's mom, she's from Benin Republic. Yeah.
Okay. So how are you Nigerian?
So they both married Nigerians. So my grandma married a Nigerian. Well, my mom's mom married a Nigerian.
Okay.
My dad's dad married a Nigerian.
Interesting. Very interesting mix.
So which passport do you carry?
Nigerian and also British.
See, I love. Can I get a TNT passport? Because I'm getting visa free to like 170 countries.
I haven't even gotten it yet.
Hey, but I'm asking, do you have any cousins or sisters from that side that I can marry?
So we're actually looking for them. Yeah, we're actually looking for them. So hopefully we'll be able to find them.
Interesting. So how did you jump into football? Because there are a myriad of other sports, yeah? But why football?
So it was the first sport I was actually exposed to. The first thing I watched was the first match I remember watching was the Nigeria-Brazil the one in the Olympics, yeah.
1996.
I remember staying up. I was up late watching it and then being told to go and sleep. So I didn't actually finish the match. But just watching it, the excitement, it was just what I was exposed to. And then also watching Manchester United growing up.
God. Of all teams.
That must be painful.
It's hard because some of my
Which
favorite
is
people...
more painful, supporting United or Arsenal?
It has to be Arsenal.
It has to be Arsenal.
Because Man U,
if you're Arsenal, people just hate you because you're an Arsenal fan. But for Man U, people are like, why? Look, my brother's an Arsenal fan. My brother is a Man U fan, which pains me all the time. A lot of my great friends are Man U fans. Lanre Vigo to stand. Was it Vigo?
So you got into football, yeah? I'm looking at you, Lanre, and
athletic.
You're the owner of a football club now. Anybody who would think of Interlagos would think it's owned by some grandfather, some old individual. You've got to tell your story, yeah? Because here on the Playzone podcast, we say that we tell the stories of our heroes past and of our heroes that will come. And as far as we're concerned, because of what you're doing in helping to grow Nigerian football, you definitely will be celebrated. And that's why you're here, because we need to celebrate your success. But you didn't just drop from the sky.
No.
Yeah?
No.
There's a story to how you got where you are today.
Of course.
Yeah? For those who are watching of the younger generation, of your generation, I'm sure they want to hear what it's all about.
So, as most young boys in Nigeria, you want to play football professionally. So I tried to. I even I was training with a team in the national stadium in Surulere. And I remember the team got picked for a scouting program for the under-17s. But for some reason, my mom didn't let me play. She didn't let me go. And I didn't really fight it because I knew I was going to go to England for A-levels. And I was thinking, as soon as I get to England, my talent will show. A scout will find me and whatnot. Little did I know that going there, it was even going to be, it was very hard. It was very hard. And then the school that I went to, the A-level school I went to, the town called Malvern, wasn't really a football town. It was more of like rugby. So it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy finding who could help me, right? Eventually, I got to meet some agents, some scouts, but my football was lacking because I hadn't been coached properly. Coming from Nigeria, there were a lot of things that I was lacking. So, say I was like 18 at the time, but my football knowledge was I had the knowledge of like a 15-year-old in England. So I was very, very behind. But because of the sort of person I am, I don't give up easily. Kept on making calls, trying to get to know people, working on my game. And eventually a friend of mine, when I got to university, a friend of mine, he runs for Nigeria, Sheye Ogunlewe. Yeah, so he was also in the UK then, and he had a fitness coach that worked for a team that worked for Chelmsford City in the conference then. So he was able to get me a trial with them. So I went there, I did quite well. They signed me on with the reserve team. So
what position were you playing back then?
Then I was a right back because when I first went to England, I was a striker. Then they kept on moving me back because they're like, you're too small for a striker. You know how they liked it then in England,
big, strong,
that
center
can hold
forward.
up the play. So eventually moved me back to right back. I didn't mind as long as I was playing, and so I got into Chelmsford. And at this time, I was in university in Northampton. I was also playing for a team in the town called Northampton Spencer.
Yeah, I was wondering,
Yeah, so I didn't tell them at Chelmsford that I was coming all the way from Northampton because they wouldn't have signed me on.
What
Because the
distance are we talking?
Like 2.5 hours. So
By train?
and you have to use 2 trains. So we train from Northampton to London, then from London to Chelmsford. So
Just for training.
just for training and games.
Father.
So sometimes I'll come back from Chelmsford. I'll get back to Northampton at like 2 a.m. and I'll have lecture at 10 a.m.
Wow.
So it was seriously, it was very hard to juggle. Very, very hard to juggle. But like I said, I was getting to know more people. I remember an aunt introduced me to an agent who took me to Birmingham City. I had a tryout there. We played in a trial match. It was a lot of kids from different academies that had been released. And these are professional academies.
Yeah.
Myself
yeah.
and maybe 2 others were the only ones coming from semi-professional teams. I remember, I think Jab Butland was the keeper for one of the teams. Yeah, it was crazy. Played in the trial, didn't do well. I played out of position, but as a footballer, I should be able to play all positions. So I put the blame on myself. I remember the agent that following summer, we went to Germany for trials. So he went ahead of us, and it was myself and 4 other boys. The plan, he went ahead to like sort out all the trials and whatnot. So we got to Germany. We were moving from city to city.
Wow.
No trial. We were blowing a lot of money on hotels, transportation,
wow.
feeding. It was so crazy that we'll go to a team. So I remember we went to Dortmund, went to their training
facility,
training ground, and we waited in the car. So he went in to the grounds, spoke with them, told them he's a FIFA agent. He has players in the car for trials. So imagine we're doing that. I think we went to maybe 7 cities in Germany, just driving up and down, trying to get.
So let me get this straight.
Yeah.
This gentleman didn't have any firm commitment with these people to bring
In
you
Germany,
over.
no.
He was just shopping. I get goods inside motor.
Yeah.
Will I see?
Yeah, but to be fair, I mean, he did have contact because he got me into a trial with Birmingham City.
Yeah.
But I just don't know what went wrong in
With
Germany. But it was not until the final day he got us something. But this was with like a Division 4 team in Germany. Me, I was run out of money. Some of the other boys had left. And we said, we'll try and soldier on. We were staying in this city called Bielefeld.
Bielefeld.
Yeah, exactly. So there are a lot of Nigerians there. So he spoke to one Nigerian guy there that had an apartment that, do you mind if these boys stay with you? They will pay you 70 euros per day. We went to the apartment. We looked at 1-bed apartment. There was 3 of us, including the owner. And we were like, this will make our story even better that we stayed in this apartment, we were training. I was sleeping on the floor.
All this time, what about school?
So I'd left school, sorry. I'd finished, I'd just finished.
You graduated?
Yeah, okay. I graduated from Northampton. So, I was sleeping on the floor, some rug on the floor. I didn't mind because, I'm just like...
chasing the dream.
Yeah, chasing the dream. But eventually I ran out of money. I had to call my aunt in London to please help me buy a ticket to come back to London. I couldn't call my mom because then moving money from Nigeria abroad was a longest process. So eventually came back to London, met another agent because the other one, it didn't work out with him. So I moved on to someone else, which I feel like really helps my game. Because he just wasn't an agent, he was also a coach because he worked on myself and the other players. Eventually, so there's this thing he does every summer. He will go to the US, we'll go to Orlando, and we'll have like a training camp there, play against teams around that area, even go to like Miami, play against teams there. So he got this fantastic opportunity for us. We were going to play in a preseason tournament in Bradenton, the IMG Academy. So there's this MLS preseason tournament.
I know.
And
it's very popular.
We played...
Lots of kids come over from the UK.
Yeah, exactly. So we were in a group with Philadelphia Union, Columbus Crew, Costa Rica under 23s. And Columbus Crew and Philadelphia was their first team.
Their first team?
Their first team that we were playing against. And it was us from London, a group of us that they just quickly made into a team. So it was a great...
So are you known as London Misfits?
We were called London United. We were called London United. And we played... the first game we played against Columbus Crew. They beat us 7-0. We played... I remember we played against Federico Higuain. That's Higuain's brother.
Yeah.
And the movement was crazy. I was thinking,
these are MLS players.
Exactly, MLS players. And then the next game, we changed. I remember we changed formation to back three. And I was playing wing back. And we played against Philadelphia Union. I think they beat us, 5-0 also.
Okay, more respectable.
But we're still playing against
pros.
Then eventually we played the last game in the group stage. We played against Costa Rica and the under-23s, and we drew. I think we drew 1-1 with them, which was not bad. But the experience was phenomenal because, as you can imagine, you're around all these big teams. So from that, my videos from that, the coach was able to get me a trial with Livingston in
Scotland.
In Scotland, I think they were in the championship.
Scottish championship.
Yeah, so it was myself and another player from London United. So we drove all the way from London to Scotland, 6 hours, and we were to train the next day.
Don't worry, I know.
So,
I know the journey.
We got there, and immediately we walked into one of the most hostile environments I've ever been in.
Hostile?
In the sense that right there in that morning, the right back that I was coming in to replace, right there in front of everybody, the coach was releasing him, that he needed to go back to the apartment that the club got him, pack his things and leave. I remember the guy, Australian guy, he was looking at me like, so this is the person they brought for me. So another player, he's an influencer now, Moses Dokro. I don't know if you know him. He does all these skits.
Yeah,
so
he was Ghanaian or something.
Probably.
Yeah, I know that.
He was also in the squad, but he wasn't allowed to train. So the club would just make him come to training and sit down.
Training material.
He was just he didn't train. He just used to sit down. And in my head, I was thinking, is this really what you want to walk into? And then what now even made my decision, like, I don't want to be here, is the person I came with is Moroccan. His name was Hamza. I remember the kit man really making all these racist jokes at him, like, oh, is there a bomb in your bag? This kind of thing. So myself and the player, we spoke to the coach and we told him all these things. He said, like, you guys just go. Just come back. If we didn't even care that the club had gotten us hotel and we just left. We didn't tell them we were leaving. So obviously that was quite disappointing because, I thought I trained well the first day with them, and it was quite disappointing that it just didn't work out right, that it wasn't the right environment. So came back to England, just kept on training, played non-league, played for a team called Clapton. Quite popular team in the non-league space. We used to get like 1,000 fans in our stadium. It's crazy for a non-league team. But we had ultras that even at the end of every game they will release flares, that kind of stuff. It was crazy. It was a fantastic
your story just kind of reinforces that belief that it's a very small percentage
100%
of people who go abroad, and find a successful career.
Yeah, for real. It's true. Very true. Very true. So playing for Clapton, started taking my faith even more serious. So I was always in church every Sunday. I'm Catholic. So I remember the church I go to, very small community. It's a case where, like, even after mass, the priest will stand in front of the door, just shake everybody. So this particular day, he stopped me and he was like, I've been seeing you around. What's your name? I said my name. He said, what do you do? And I just said, I'm a professional footballer. And he was like, who do you play for? I was like, I'm currently looking for a club. And the reason why I said I'm a professional footballer is because the coach I just finished that I was training with was like, if anybody ever asks you, what do you do? say you're a professional footballer, one, you're manifesting it.
True.
And then two, you just never know
Yeah.
who could.
Right. Yeah.
And you would not believe that as I told him that, there was an old man that was walking past.
At that point
At
in
that
time.
point, and the priest was like, "Oh, Peter, meet Lanre. Lanre is a professional footballer. Lanre, Peter's son owns Gillingham in League One." I was like, wow, that's... So the man was like, can I get my CV across to him? He pointed at where his house was. His house was like 2 doors away from the church.
Wow.
And mine wasn't too far. So I quickly ran home.
Printed it.
Actually. Came back, dropped it with him, and then just like wrote down the link for like my video. So I remember like 2 weeks after, I woke up in the morning, I had a voicemail rather, and it was Peter Taylor. I don't know if you know Peter Taylor.
Peter Taylor.
He was
He's,
interim England manager.
yeah.
One that made
Yeah.
David Beckham captain and all.
Wow.
So it was a voicemail from Peter Taylor saying he's from Gillingham Football Club.
He was director of football back then. Right?
Yeah, exactly. He was the director of football, and he was like, "We've seen your video. Would like to invite you for a 1-day trial." And me, I didn't even know who he was then. So I Googled him, and I was like, this is the person that called me. So I called him back immediately. I was like, yes, that's available for the trial. He was like, can you come the following Monday? I was like, yeah, definitely. I'll be there. So I remember he said training starts at 9. I got there about 6:37.
I can imagine.
Because, one, I was nervous. I couldn't sleep all the nights before because I was just thinking about all my struggles getting up to this point. And so I got there very early. Kitman, they gave me my kits, sat down in the changing room. So from that moment when I got in to when the first player arrived, my whole body was just shaking.
Imagine.
And the players started coming in. They all welcomed me in quite well.
Typical British.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, man, you're right.
Yeah, exactly. Where do you play? I said Clapton. They're like, what league is that? And I was like, I told them how, because this was like maybe 5 or 6 leagues below.
Yeah.
Okay. So got to the training.
Proper non-league.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
small ground, no stands, no bleachers. I know.
So training started, did the warm-up, and we did some ball work. And then I remember the head coach was like, you guys, we're going to play a 7-a-side game. That is the players that will pick. He picked 2 guys that I should pick
the remaining
teammates. And the first guy picked me. I was thinking, okay. So played the 7-a-side game, and honestly, I bossed it. Like, if small me, I was winning headers against guys that are like
6'2",
which was crazy because some of these guys are the best players in League One. All right, so played fantastic. End of the session, called me into the coach's office with Peter Taylor and everybody, and they're like, they really like what they've seen, so they want me to come back the next day. So it's gone from a 1-day trial to come back, we really like you. So the mistake I made was I went home, but I didn't do like proper recovery. Because obviously coming from like a couple of leagues below and going to League One,
pretty much amateur,
the intensity is very different. So training the next day, training well.
Hang on, before you get there.
Yeah.
What is a recovery?
True.
Because people are watching.
People don't know that. So
what is a recovery?
Let me explain. Let me just quickly jump in there. It happened a lot to Nigerian players who leave from here and go abroad. And they say, okay, yeah, well done, great session now. You guys go do recovery. Then you see the Nigerian players stand around.
What's recovery?
So for those who don't understand, I just explain.
So recovery is just like doing stretches, maybe like an ice bath or something. It's literally that. Yeah. And then just making sure you rest well also, because sleep is very important as for footballers. So the next day, training well, everything, and then I just pulled something. No, it wasn't even a cramp. I pulled something here. So I thought maybe I'll be able to manage, but my leg didn't allow. And at the end of the session, they were like, we still like you. We want you to come back. I mean, I knew that, okay, this thing is 2-3 days, I'll be fine. So they said, come back once you're healed. You won't believe that within that period, the head coach gets sacked.
Chineke.
And then a new coach comes in and he's like, I don't want any trialists.
Father.
That because they were in relegation battle then.
What
And he
about
just
Peter?
want-
Where was Peter still?
He was
still-
there also, but like
He didn't have a say.
He didn't have a say. He didn't have a say, and there was no point in wasting my time just telling me to keep coming. So so I lost that opportunity. But what I gained from that was obviously the professional experience, and then even that even increased my faith in God because in that very moment, see the way it happened. So that I was 27 at the time also. And as a 27-year-old,
Time don't dey
getting
pass.
time, and then it's even unheard of.
But look at you.
It's unheard of at 27
to get
getting
a
a
pro
trial.
cut. Yeah,
unheard of.
it's almost
So
impossible.
I just told myself, you know what, time to
Pack it in.
just think about what you want to do next. And I thought about maybe being a coach, but the wahala is too much. Because I even did my level 1 badge. I started the process, but I was like, this is not for me. Let me start a football agency. And I looked at the market in England that is only if it's the big agencies that have all the best players that let me come back home. Let me start an agency. And what I decided to do, myself and my business partners, were let's not concentrate on the football side of it. Let's concentrate on the branding side. So like getting footballers
Brand deals, endorsements.
Exactly. Exactly. So we started Plug Sports. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Oh, I know a lot of people who don't like you, but continue.
That's me. So I was came back to Nigeria, was able to sign Henry Onyekuru at first. What we did for Henry led to Asisa Toshoala asking him that, who's this guy?
Who's your
blah,
plug?
blah, blah. Exactly, who's your plug?
No, but that's a long story in itself because I'm asking myself the question. You come back to Nigeria.
Yeah.
You've been in Europe most of your life.
Yeah.
You come back home.
We're talking like 10 years by that time. At that point, probably
More
left
than, because I came back to Nigeria in 2020, January.
Okay.
So you come back home. For you to start up an agency, you've got to have a level of connection with corporate Nigeria. So how are you able to build that relationship,
That bridge.
that which led you to signing, Moshola, Onyekuru, and all of the whatnot?
So they were not only limited to footballers, if I recall.
Toby Amuson.
Yeah.
So I always used to come back to Nigeria quite a lot, even whilst I lived in England. So I would come back in the summer, come back in December. And the kind of person I am, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people in different places. So it was just about leveraging on my network. So it was quite easy for me to just call not easy, but I could reach out to anybody, most people that I wanted to, and just be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is the opportunity. Are you in on it or not? That was it for me.
Okay. So you started off Plug Sports. How were you able to get Henry Onyekuru to believe in what it was that you planned for him?
Literally just sitting down with him like this and explaining the vision, and he bought into it. And then the parent company, the Plug, which manages Davido and the rest. So that gave us
pool.
yes, exactly. So he came on board, and then he saw like what I started doing for him, how his followership grew, how he was signed. He was at the point, he was the only Super Eagles player that had endorsement deals with Tom Tom, Guinness, Octa FX, probably forgetting one more. But at the point, he was the only one. And it wasn't like he was in the squad. He was in and out of the squad. So a lot of people were like, who is this person that is doing this thing for you? So Asisat came on board. And then Toby Amuson too, I reached out to her after...
There was a huge battle for Toby Amuson.
Yeah, but...
Huge battle.
So how she came on board was literally the morning after when all of us woke up.
Yeah.
And so she broke the world record. I called a friend, the same Sheye Ogunlewe.
Yeah.
Thank God for that guy, because I
He's
called
a
him.
good guy, by the way.
He's
He's
a
really nice.
fantastic
He's a really nice
friend.
guy.
He's a fantastic friend. So I called him, bro, I want to sign this person. She was right next to him.
At that
Wow.
point.
And he gave her the
What
phone.
is it with you? Oh,
Wow.
maybe, hold on. Maybe I should switch seats and sit right. Because, hey, first time, you just needed a professional contract. The
Yeah.
father of the owner of
Yeah.
this happened to be there.
Yeah.
Now you needed to sign Toby Amuson.
She was
He
right there.
whoa.
And there was an instant connection between me and her. Instant. Like, she was like, yeah, I'm on board. She was like, oh, yeah, the one behind Oshuala. I was like, yes. She said, don't worry. When I get to Birmingham in 2-3 days, we'll sort it out. And that's what
How
happened.
easy, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, or if the impression is wrong, but how easy is it working with Azizat Oshola? Because the impression we get is that she's a bit of a diva.
No, you just have to understand her. You just have to understand her. She's one of the nicest people. Honestly, like, it's every client has their own. Everybody has their own. It's just about understanding, knowing when to ask for things, knowing when to be like, oh, okay,
Knowing when to
it's time
approach
to
them.
exactly
And that,
know when to approach them. That Madam or Oga, it's time to walk. So it's just about knowing.
So there's a bit of a diva-ship in her, but you're
There's
able
the-
to
there's
manage.
the diva in everybody.
You're able to
Honestly,
manage.
there's the diva
So
in
what,
everybody.
you know what they say about you on social media now? About how you are the biggest diva. You know now.
What, in the sports world?
Yeah, this broadcasting
No, on
business.
social media, people think I'm an APC man. That's a different ballgame. That's a different conversation.
That's one of the things they think about.
That's a different conversation.
That's one of
you
the
know,
things, but there are quite a lot. But the interesting thing for me really is, back in Nigeria, start an agency working with high caliber athletes. At what point was that pivot that, let me start a football club? Because I know
Yeah.
Inter Lagos is very young. I still
Yeah.
remember when you
2.5
guys,
years.
when you held the press conference
Yeah.
announcing
Yeah.
and we're starting the club.
Yeah.
At what point did you decide that, okay,
So-
I'm going to start a football club?
So it was at homecoming dinner I did for Toby Amuson. So one of the invited guests, young guy also, when he found out that it was also a young guy behind Toby Amuson, so he was like, oh, let's meet.
Just gravitated.
So we met, spoke, and we were just discussing what can we do to bring people together, young people together. How can we impact people? And he first said, let's do a restaurant league, a restaurant football, because we were like, we both like football. But I thought about it that wouldn't make sense.
Do a what?
A
restaurant
restaurant
league.
football league.
What's that?
So maybe like
The place will take on
RSVP against the place,
that kind of thing.
stuff. So I was like, no, that doesn't make any
weird.
sense. I was like, let's start a football club, and the two of us laughed. And
A restaurant
thing.
football league would be like a bankers league or something like
yeah,
that.
Or like
exactly.
Traders Cup.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that didn't make sense. So we said, let's start a football club. We laughed about it, and then we now started having serious conversations about it, that what would it take to start a football team. And luckily for myself, I had done some work with Sporting Lagos. And I was like, we can do it. If they can do it, we also can do it. And that's how Inter Lagos started.
Wow. So what was the? I mean, and when you start a club, right? There's always an ideal, like a model.
Yeah.
Whether we want to, I don't know, want to.
So you see,
So what's your
all
own
the
model?
mistakes, all the things I went through.
With Sporting Lagos.
No. As trying to make it as a professional. So for me, it's making sure that footballers don't go through that. So the players that come to Inter Lagos don't have to face that. We'll help them make the right decisions. So if you see a player from Inter Lagos leaving, we transfer the player. The player will probably not struggle, because I've had this sort of conversations with them. We've given them the right tools to go to Europe and succeed.
Okay, but starting a football club, it's not like you go to a market and shout, well,
I mean,
here's Inter Lagos, please come. No, that's not the
No,
situation.
yeah.
Exactly. So
did you buy an existing football club or
what
start one from scratch?
We started from scratch, and what we did was we bought a slot in the NNL.
NNL.
So there was a team that didn't want to play it, and we approached them. Here's X amount of money for
How
your
much?
slot. I can't say, but it wasn't anything too
Outrageous.
ridiculous. Okay. No, it wasn't anything too ridiculous. So we bought the slot.
below 50 million or above?
Below, definitely below. Definitely below. Way below. So we bought the slot. made sure we had experienced heads around that would guide us through the league, knowing what to do.
Okay, wait first. I like practicalities. You know. Okay, so you bought the slot from this existent club. Funds. How did you raise funds?
So we spoke to other like-minded people, young people like ourselves, and we're like, hey, we're starting a football club, or I'm starting a football club. Do you want to join in? That I'm looking for investors. And a lot of them were like, they've seen what I've done with Plug Sports, and immediately I didn't need to have like a pitch deck or anything. They're like, Vigo, we believe in you.
Say less.
Here's X amount.
So what was the minimum entry fee for these investors? Or was it like,
I think the minimum anyone paid was maybe like 60 million.
60?
Yeah,
Okay.
60 million naira.
But then you had a slot,
Yeah,
but you didn't have a team?
we didn't.
No players, no coach, no technical crew, nothing. So how did that
So
come
it was
about?
just about calling friends in the industry that, hey, can you recommend a coach? Can you recommend a general manager? I remember we had interviews with like 20 coaches or so before we decided on the first coach, Gabriel Izema. He was one of the coaches at Rangers. Settled with him, and then got recommended the general manager, did some research on the guy, and was like, okay, this person makes sense. So we didn't really announce that, hey, we're looking for players. It was more like reach out to this person, do you have players? Or yeah, bring the person over. And that's what really happened. I remember our first ever session at Abati Barracks. I think there was like 500 players. And out of that 500, it was only 2 that went on to being in the squad in the first season.
Chineke.
A goalkeeper and a centre back.
Out of 500 players. What's the ratio? What's that ratio?
It was crazy.
Whoa.
I remember the coach when he stepped on the pitch and he saw the amount of players. Even he was like, this is going to be a tough task. And we went through so many players before we got our final.
You don't get it. We always talk about players everywhere now. Nigerians are talented. You got a group of 500 players.
500.
Only two were good enough.
Only 2. A goalkeeper and a centre back. The centre back went on to being our captain in the first season.
So how long did that process take before you eventually arrived at your third team?
I think like 6 weeks. 6 to 7 weeks. Because I remember when we eventually got our squad, I think we only had maybe 2 weeks left to the start of the season. And it was very evident that the squad was quite new because our first 3 games we lost. Then I had a sit down with the coach, all the technical crew. I told them, see, do you want relegation on your CV? Everybody was like, no. And we went on a 7-game unbeaten run.
So while you were going through that losing phase, did you at any point have a desire to put your football boots back on?
No, because one, I was very unfit. There was no desire. Because for me, I've employed people. I'll give them the opportunity to do their job. That's how it is for me. And I gave them the opportunity, and we went on to making it to the playoffs in the first season. We even got to the finals of the Lagos State FA Cup. Just narrowly lost to Ikorodu City. So it was madness. The first season was madness. A lot of sleepless nights because I'll wake up because we didn't get it right. So I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll be like, I haven't done this, so I need to players feeding. Camp is not sorted because at first we were camping the players at NIS before our camp was ready. And I remember I've not made payments or whatever. So there are a lot of things I was forgetting, but eventually we got like the right system. And
so where's your camp now?
Chevron. The estate's around Orchard Road.
You built that? You built that camp?
No. So it's a house that one of my other founders has. So they're staying there.
So where does the team train?
So we train either Unicon Stadium, Abati Barracks. Unicon Stadium, Maracana in Ajegunle or Elegbata in Lagos Island. Yeah.
Wow.
You spoke about your founders. How many of them?
So there's 3
Who
of
are
us.
they? Yeah.
And then there's like 5 investors. Yeah.
Who are they? Because
So-
you're the one everybody
yeah.
knows.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, because so the plan for me wasn't even to be like
The
the
face
face
of
or anything. I
the-
just wanted to be, but because of the kind of person I am and because I just love football, so hence why
Everybody kind of like pushed it to the front. Larry, go and talk to them.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So now, has it really? So what was the biggest takeaway from that first season? You know, from the biggest lessons you learned from running a professional, because they are professionals.
Yeah,
they don't
100%.
do any. Your players don't do anything as they are full professionals.
Yeah.
What was the biggest takeaway from running a professional football club? The biggest lesson that you learned, and how much fulfillment did that give you, knowing your journey from trying to be a professional to owning a professional club?
I think one, making sure that we had a system in place, right? So it wasn't a case where anybody just wakes up and does something. Just, you know that, okay, there's a process. You can't just, because you have access to me, doesn't mean you can just be calling me at any time. You go through the appropriate way.
Channels.
Yeah, appropriate channels. It was quite fulfilling, right? Our first ever game, just knowing that, wow, we have a professional team. We're paying people salaries. I don't know. It was. I still can't put it into words. Sometimes it doesn't even hit me that I own a professional team.
So can you put into words what it feels like knowing the fact that a club that you and your fellow travelers founded in less than 3 years of existence has reached the very pinnacle of Nigerian football? Can you put that into words?
I can't. It hasn't hit me yet. It hasn't hit me, honestly.
Maybe when you play Yimba next season.
Exactly,
it's
because
or Kano Pillars.
when I was younger, I used to play Football Manager, and I used to make sure that my teams would do preseason in
You have
Nigeria.
a current one, the current 2026 that you download
Yeah,
via.
I bought it on PlayStation, but I'm
I
not
got mine
playing
through,
it.
I think, Netflix.
Yeah, I'm not playing
yeah.
it because I don't like the interface on
It's
PlayStation.
weird, actually.
Yeah. So I remember I would make sure my teams play. I'll be using United. I'll make sure we do preseason in Nigeria. So we'll
Joking.
play like Shooting Stars and whatnot. So maybe when the team is playing those kind of teams, maybe that's when it will hit me that, wow.
So what was it like competing in the NNL? There's so many stories abound.
It being a jungle, right?
Being a jungle. You know how you have to compromise referees to get a result.
You'd be daylight robbery
You know, teams
on the pitch.
teams approaching you and asking you to throw a game. You know, are all those,
Intimidation by
are those the realities
supporters,
that you
opposing
faced?
supporters, yeah.
So the NNL is one of the hardest leagues in the world. And I think it's the case with most second division teams all around the world because everybody is trying to make it to the main division. So as you can imagine, there's all sorts going on. You face all sorts.
Tell us
a
some
lot
of the all
of
sorts
pitches.
now. Come on.
I think one of the craziest things for me were like the pitches, the state of some of the pitches. Like, I mean, I'll say it anyway. Their ground should not
the women's show.
It should not be
Licensed
because it's just not. It's not a football pitch. Let's be real. It's not a football pitch. So going to those kind of grounds makes it really difficult to play football, and just even knowing like the terrain there, a lot of people don't feel safe. I think once refs feel safe, right, in a stadium, there's no reason for them. There's no reason for anything to go. They would let the game flow. But when they're not safe, it makes things really difficult for them.
So you've never had a situation where a referee comes to you, you know, either directly or indirectly, you know, and says, look, we know how much this particular game means to you. You know, if you want to win, this is what you must do.
No.
Never happened to you.
No. I mean, what I tell my players is the ref is not going to carry the ball into the net for the opponent. So you have to outplay your opponent. Because there's nothing, if you are the one with the ball the whole time, there's nothing that they can do. You can't stop a crazy goal from outside the box.
So was that really a philosophy of your team, possession football?
Possession, yeah. We make sure we outplay, we keep the ball.
Outrun,
we outrun.
outsmart,
we outscore.
outscore.
Because if you see some of our score lines this season, last season, they're ridiculous. We scored a lot of goals. So it's just really about outplaying.
So that was really the philosophy
yeah.
of the team. Overwhelmed the opposition.
In fact, we played Gateway at the first game of this season. Their fans started uploading our players. Yeah.
In
Abeokuta. Some games this season, the away fans started uploading us.
So your team has found a balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you facing the threat of teams wanting to poach your players or your coach?
Yeah, 100%. After last season, we lost virtually the whole squad. I remember seeing online people laughing at us that, so who they interleague us now? It was only maybe 3 or 4 players that stayed. And this season was one of the hardest for us because we lost a major sponsorship. They just went cold on us. So we couldn't start preseason on time. I had to be scrambling up and down looking for money to start the season. So we didn't start. We started preseason maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks after everyone else. So a lot of like the better players in the league had gone to the different teams. So we just found a group of young boys, and honestly, the work the coach did on them was fantastic.
So is it that at the lower division you don't tie players down with a contract?
So the thing is, a lot of players in Nigeria, everybody wants to go to Europe.
True.
So nobody wants to be tied down for too long. So the max maybe you can get, and that's if you really, really beg the players, maybe 2 years. Almost everybody is 1 year, because they believe next season they are going abroad.
Madrid.
So it makes it really difficult.
Is that a problem of the clubs, or is it agents who lie to these players?
Because definitely agents.
Is the reverse not the case? You stay with the club, the club opens you up.
Exactly.
And gives you
stability.
It's agents, and they're not enough football clubs that want to give players the platform to go abroad. Right. So
if you don't join the club, how do you then go abroad?
It's also the players on the players. So they're not educated enough to. When I mean educated enough in this regard that, you know what, there's a club like this that would do so and so for you. Why not stay with them? Why not give them your a couple of years to develop you? But the thing is, everybody wants to go to Europe. I'm traveling in 3 months. I'm traveling in this.
Yeah, but speaking about going to Europe, it has been established as one of the, the most established ways for many of these clubs to fund their programs. You sell a player maybe for $150,000. You put in a sell-on clause. Is that the model too for Interlagos as well?
100%. We've sold 2 players. One to FC Dallas. They are under 23s. His story is even crazy. I met some agents in the US. Told them about that we live stream all our games. That's please tune into the live stream. Tell whichever clubs, and Dallas tuned in, and immediately signed the guy. No trial.
Wow.
Yeah, no trial.
Was he a winger?
No, DM.
Defensive midfielder?
DM box to box midfielder. So he's now in his 2nd season there.
And he's still with the under 20, or is he graduate to the main team?
He's still with the under 21s.
How much did you sell him for?
I can't say.
It's
a good amount.
6 figures?
It's a good amount, and there's like
sell-on clause.
There's sell-on clause. There's even a clause for once he gets to the first team, there's X amount of money that comes in. So it's a pretty good deal. The second player that we've sold, we can't announce it yet till the next transfer window because his visa didn't come on time for us to announce in January. So he's already at the club in in Portugal. So he's just there training with the team and whatnot. So, and this summer also we should sell at least 2 more.
What are the difficulties that you face, with support in terms of sponsorship from corporate Nigeria? Because everybody just seems to believe that, government should hands off football and leave it to the individuals, private individuals to completely take over. But we hear of clubs that struggle to find sponsorship. I mean, you just spoke of a particular one who abandoned you when you needed them the most.
Yeah.
How difficult is it to navigate these waters?
It's very difficult because when you're trying to sell football in Nigeria, because what everybody sees is the violence, the
the chaos,
that goes on.
and then again, most importantly, the league is not even on TV. Where's the visibility for the brand?
Exactly. So that's why we make sure we let them know we live stream our games. About maybe close to 1,000 people tune in. So we try and do stuff out of the box that makes the brands happy. That okay, you know what, this is a cool team to support, because they're looking for something different. They're not looking for like the traditional Nigerian football clubs. So it's really hard convincing them to come on board, but also I've leveraged on my network, my experience from working with brands because of the people I represent. That made things a little bit easier. So I sort of know what to say to the brands to get them on board. So it's not been easy, but we've gotten a few on board. Like Send by Flutterwave, Omi Boss, Flower Mills, Lotus Bank. These are brands that have come to our rescue.
So looking at you talk about getting sponsors. What about getting fans? How does a club that is basically 3 years old,
2.5,
2.5?
Yeah.
How do you now? Because we talk about the likes of the Gillinghams and the other clubs, even the Clapton had like 1,000 fans. These are clubs that have been organic but have grown for years.
Yeah.
Now, how does a 3-year-old or 2.5-year-old club even have the kind of fans or followership? How do you do that? Do you can pay people to support you, like Pyramids FC did in Egypt or something?
I told like the rest of the crew that we will not do that. We will not go and pay. One is even very expensive. So we wouldn't do that. We will just try and win people over by winning games, winning trophies.
Playing good football.
And playing good football. And we've gathered quite a decent following. Quite a decent because of our football, and then us even now getting to the Premier League. So I don't mind, even if it takes us 10 years to get Onikon Stadium full. I don't mind. But as long as the fan base is organic, that it's actually people that love us for what we do, not because we're giving them money to come to the stadium.
You know, you're going to have a major rivalry on your hands next season. You and Ikorodu City fighting for the love of the Lagos fans.
It's already been there. We faced
the
them,
FA Cup,
FA Cup. Faced them in our first season in the final. We lost to them. Second season in the final again, we beat them. So there's that rivalry. But a lot of people I see it as a healthy rivalry. We're all pushing each other to be better.
Look, I might be wrong, but still talking about fans. Ikorodu City, like I said, I might be wrong. You know, the kind of fans that Ikorodu City would presumably have are, you know, maybe bus drivers, conductors, you know, that sort of thing. It's not denigrating, I'm just saying.
Okay.
You know, but Inter Lagos seems more like a bourgeois team. You know, a club
like
for
Lagos
the
too,
elite.
yeah?
Are you looking for a fan base that comprises corporate Nigeria?
Everybody. The sort of person I am, I'm friends with everybody. So my football club too should project that. It's not going to be an elitist football club, no. Whoever, whether you're a bus driver, whether you're
CEO.
mechanic, CEO, whatever, let's all join.
How did
Football
you arrive-
unites everybody.
How did you arrive at Inter Lagos?
Exactly. That was actually my next
So
question.
David Beckham made me fall in love with
Oh,
football.
there we go. Inter Miami.
And no, even
It's not like
apart
you came up
from
with the
that,
pink.
yeah. But even apart from that,
But it's not this is actually the goalkeeper jersey.
yeah, this is goalkeeper jersey. But even before like Inter Miami, I was just thinking to myself, there's Inter Milan,
International in Milan.
there's
International
Inter Miami.
in Brazil.
Yeah, there's also that. I was like, Lagos is also a big city. Let's have our own Inter. That maybe one day one of them will want to partner with us.
Interesting.
That's literally it. And I had to do a lot of research because I think Inter Milan tried to sue Inter Miami
Oh, yeah?
because of the name.
Yeah.
Because it's also international
Made
something.
them calm down now.
So us
Miami
too,
and Milan, how are they related?
I just
now?
had to make sure that. So it's actually International Lagos,
Okay.
us, but we call it Inter
course.
Lagos. Yeah,
Like
just to make sure.
Inter Milan is at the Internationale
Exactly.
Milan.
Exactly.
So I'm looking at next. So first questions first. You know, I think we had Ikorodu City's
Yeah,
chairman here.
yeah.
Something he was talking about how ridiculous it is to keep a team in the NPFL. You mentioned what was it like 600 million?
Yeah.
How much does it take to run an NNL team
I would say
in a season?
150 to 200.
Okay. Are you ready to make the jump up to 600 million? Because that's
I know,
4 times what you spent in the NNL.
Yeah. We're working towards it. We're working towards it. Conversations have already started. As soon as we won, we drew that game with Smart City. The next day, a few brands have reached out, so working on the documents for them to submit to them. So I think we should be able to survive the first season.
Most people when they gain promotion, it's about changing players,
changing coach. We need a more experienced
changing
coach.
your coach.
Not Inter Lagos, because we want to use young players in the league because we want to sell these young players. So if you're giving them experience, if you're giving 17, 18-year-olds an experience in the Premier League, when you're selling them to the club abroad, you can increase the transfer value. Exactly. And the partnerships we've built with clubs abroad, they can't wait to get our players. Like, I remember one of the directors of football.
The NPFL, they say, is a different kind of football.
A different kind of monster,
and 17, 18-year-olds, from what we're told.
17 to 21 or 22-year-olds.
What's the name? Beyond Limits. Academy team of Remo Stars.
Yeah.
Bodied the NNL. And he can tell you, NNL saw the most grizzled, most hard-tackling, most vicious players that you'd ever come across. They bodied them all the way to the... Probably even... I think the NNL is even tougher than the NPFL, if you ask me.
That's what they say about the Championship and the Premier League. The Championship is a bit tougher. But when you get to the Premier League, it's a different experience.
No, for real. But I believe in the coach. I believe in the chief scouts. I know they will bring in the right crop of players. And it's not really... We're not going to release a lot of the players because they're the ones that got us to this position.
But
we
you
believe
let go
in them. Some will definitely let go, or they will go to our academy because we need to have an academy now.
Okay. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So it's part of the rules of club licensing.
Yeah.
You have 2 Lagos examples to follow. Ikorodu City, who are doing phenomenally well. Yep. Then Sporting Lagos, who did just 1 season and went back. Obviously, I know the one that you would like to follow. But, I mean, how confident are you that Inter Lagos probably will maybe the youngest team in the NPFL? How confident are you that you can survive what promises to be a very challenging first season?
I'm quite confident. As I said, I believe in the coach. He told me when we were interviewing him that I will win you the NLL or I will get the promotion. He did it in his first season. And then from what I saw, like the players that we had, a lot of them were not so good in preseason. But some of them are the best players in the team, the best players in the league.
So they improved as the season.
So if he has a longer time to work on them, they will be monsters.
Hey, Larry, so you've not started traveling to Maiduguri or Katsina or Kano.
We might probably have to have maybe 1 or 2 experience heads, but the team is largely going to be young. Yeah.
Having mentioned that, because traversing the country is one of the most rigorous things ever for footballers.
Yeah.
How do you intend to do that? I mean, we've complained incessantly about how players have to sit in cramped positions, moving from state to state.
We try and get...
You have a lot of investors now. Will we be seeing Inter Miami branded jets on the runway, moving players across Nigeria?
I wish. So we actually travel. When we travel, we go with 2 buses. So 1 for the players, 1 for the technical crew.
So not one as a backup in case one breaks down?
No.
Just asking.
But, and I think everyone is quite comfortable in it. The players is not... We travel with a squad of, I think, 18 players. And the bus... There's enough space for everybody.
Air-conditioned, comfortable.
Yeah. So... Like I said, for us now,
what
this
kind of
first
bus?
season,
The kind that Man United uses?
I wish. But
are you thinking about flying your players?
If we have the money, sure. But
Lagos,
it's expensive. It's expensive. we just want to survive the first season, enjoy it, and then survive, and then we push on.
Okay, so hopefully there'll be 3 Lagos teams: Sporting, Inter, and Ikorodu City. Where are you going to play?
We're going to have to sit down with the State FA and the Sports Commission, and then we'll decide. Well, hopefully it should be Onikon.
Where would you like to play?
Onikon Stadium.
Okay, because there is a possibility that Agege
Agege, I think he's almost ready.
Teslim might be coming on stream pretty soon.
Yeah.
Left to you, where would you feel most comfortable?
Because one, we're probably coming the furthest out of all the other clubs. We stay all the way in Chevron. So, and because of what we're trying to like sell to sponsors and whatnot, Onikon Stadium makes the most sense for us.
Having looked at Nigerian football all the years that it's been in existence, and knowing that you've also had experience playing, football abroad, what are the differences that you see?
Definitely players abroad are coached better. They coach better. Tactically, they're sound. Even like 10-year-olds already know where to be on the pitch at that age. Nigerian kids, not necessarily. Yes, we have that raw power, that
native intelligence,
exactly.
or what they call it.
But the kids abroad, they're far better coached. If we can get better coaching in Nigeria, definitely.
Reminds me of something my brother told me once. My brother lives in Scotland, by the way, Glasgow, and told me some few times he go and play sets, pick-up games with kids in front of the Emirates Centre in front of near Celtic Park. I said, playing sets with these boys, one thing he noticed was that they were technically sound.
Yep.
The average British kid would probably play a shot with the same part of his foot 9 times out of 10 to get there.
Yeah.
But nobody tells a Nigerian kid that this has to trap. But those ones are from an early age, as early as 5, 6, they already know the correct and right technique. Yeah. Was that the difference that you found when you made 100%. That jump?
It was. I was 18, but my football brain was probably 14, 15. So I was back. I was behind. So I had to do a lot of catching up.
So that's what didn't you know? What was the gap in your knowledge?
Positioning, even technique. Before I couldn't ping a ball like in a straight line. But now I can do it. I can close my eyes and do it. Because sometimes I even train with our boys. Last season I played in the last game of the season. This season also.
You said you were talking. Was asking whether he wanted this. He didn't say that part.
This season also, our game tomorrow. I'm going to play in the last game of the season. Maybe I'll have some appearances in the FA Cup.
So you're a registered member of the squad?
Yeah, registered. I train with the boys sometimes every week.
I didn't say that. Look at this. Look at the yams on this man. Probably been hitting the gym, doing proper squats. So this is football training, not gym training.
No.
Or is it a combination of both?
No, football, because I never used to like the gym. So, there are things now I can just do with my eyes closed. There are even some things I do that the coach will tell the players, see what chairman is doing. That's how you should do it. For real.
Look, I'm really concerned about the education of footballers, And I'm not talking about pouring into math textbooks or learning to write English, but it's very crucial. But about helping the player understand, that outside of football, you must have something else that you can rely upon.
Of course.
We had a discussion, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, about how footballers feel neglected, by the time they serve their country or their clubs or whatever it is, Do you have sessions with the boys and helping them understand that there's life after football?
100%. Like, I try, and sometimes I use myself as an example, use other footballers as an example. I forgot to also say that I'm also academy director for Asisa Toshola Academy.
Okay.
So, and we do a lot of life skills with our girls, letting them know that if it doesn't work out, it's not going to work out for everybody. So, you need to have something going on. So some of them have gone into stuff like photography, tailoring, fact, we had a girl last year, got a full scholarship to a prep school in New York. So she's in New York at the moment now,
Wow.
living life. She's also training with the professional team in the school because she got a sports scholarship.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's educating the players is very important for myself.
I also have to bring you back to that impending NPFL debut. I'm sure you're excited about it. But, I mean, if you look at that NPFL log or terrain, you want to pick out the 3 or maybe 5 games that you're looking forward to the most. The teams you're yes, I can't wait for this one. I'm having sleepless nights for this one. The ones that you really want.
Because I remember when I was younger, I used to watch them.
You're probably going to get relegated anyway. So.
Who's going? Wait. Oh, my bad. Don't be like
okay,
that.
if they don't,
They're probably going to get relegated.
But now there's what 6 games to go. They can sort it out. Yeah,
that's why I said probably.
Yeah. Enyimba definitely, because I used to watch them when I was younger, when they used to show the CAF Champions League on TV. I think they used to win.
But you won 2 back to back.
Exactly. So I remember as a young guy watching that, watching them. Shooting Stars. One of my uncles is, I think he's a big fan of them. He's already told me that game we're watching it together. I said no problem.
Which shooting where in Ibadan?
In Ibadan, because he's from Ibadan.
Okay.
I think Kano Pillars. So Kano Pillars. This is no disrespect to the new teams. This is just the iconic ones that I'm mentioning. Rangers definitely. The CEO sent a message.
What's his name? Really great guy. Amobi. Yeah, really great guy.
I can't think of a 5th one now, but these teams, because they are big teams, and just imagine my team is playing them. It's crazy. Just at age 35, I didn't think.
You're not looking forward to going to Port Harcourt to play Rivers United?
Yes, actually, yes, because our general manager used to work for them also, so they have also said, we're looking forward to hosting you guys.
Did they say that in a menacing way or
in a jokingly way? Because
there's a difference. We wait for you. We wait for you.
Isn't it disappointing to you, especially knowing that you're coming to the bigger league and realizing that your games might possibly not be seen live on television? I mean, there's some games.
It doesn't matter. And they live stream their
so
games. You can't on the NPFL.
In the
NPFL. Oh, shit, that's true.
But apparently now I think they live stream. They have a media partner.
Some kind of contract.
I think they have some media partner. But us, we will still record our games and put it on our YouTube. So honestly, I just want to enjoy it.
There are even some NPFL venues where you can't even record those games.
True.
Because let's say it properly. You can't record it not because you don't want to record it, but it is your best interest.
That's what I'm saying.
Not to record it.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Best interest in life and limb.
And we know, Lanre, that there are pockets of violence in the NPFL. I'm sure you're mentally preparing for that.
Yeah.
It's a sad thing to say, but how do you intend to deal with this?
I mean, we would present ourselves as a team that is not a violent team. That look, we just want to play football and go. Maybe, hopefully, that should be able to cover us. I hope.
Isn't that being naive? Don't you want to fight fire with fire? That people know that
you
can't mess with Inter Lagos and get away with it.
It doesn't lead to anything good. It doesn't lead to anything good.
All right, so I'm looking at this. Yeah, it's a lovely jersey, to be honest.
Thank you.
It's a goalkeeper.
Inter Lagos. This is a goalkeeper jersey. This is pink. How does a football team made up of men decide to wear pink?
Inter Miami wear pink now.
Exactly.
Inter Miami wear pink.
They do.
Yeah, and Palermo in the Serie A also wear.
Inter Miami, are they women?
No.
Men. So why would men decide to wear the color pink?
Because one, it stands out.
Yeah.
It attracts people. Like, I think everybody in this room saw it and liked it immediately.
Yeah, actually, I have nothing against pink, but there's a general belief that if a man wears pink, that means he's a sissy. You know?
No. Not at all.
That's not true. I wear pink also.
I wear pink also.
And when people ask me...
pink underwear?
No.
Okay, maybe not that.
No, I wear pink. And when people ask me, I say that I'm celebrating Breast Cancer Wednesday. Finish.
That? Yeah.
Because you have.
Because what? No, because what?
Because you have.
Because I have what?
Because you don't get breast.
May God forgive you.
No. Seriously.
I do not have breast.
Do you not have breast?
I have a manly chest. There's a difference. For the love of God.
But I mean, congratulations! It's an enormous achievement for a club that is 2.5 years old.
Inspiring story too.
Where do you see Inter Lagos in the next? You mentioned 10 years. In 10 years, what are your plans?
As long term,
we should be established in the NPFL. Should be an established NPFL team.
Nigerian teams. Nigerian teams. Since Enyimba won the CAF Champions League back-to-back 3-4, 2003, 2004, we really can't say that we've had any Nigerian club dominate, make its presence felt on the continent.
even in the league itself.
Is that something that you want Inter Lagos to?
Yeah, definitely. And I think you can't really blame them because it's very expensive playing.
Game has changed.
Like CAF Champions League.
Yeah, but the government clubs, they have all the monies and still they can't seem to, make any kind of impact.
So they have money, but they don't have management.
I think maybe there's also that you need to have football people that actually care. I think that's the difference between us and teams abroad. If from the owners to the CEO to everybody, the actual football people, they care about football. They genuinely want football to change. Here is not really the case. Sometimes it's just really some people for their pockets and whatnot, and that needs to change. For our football to go further, we need people that care. People that care.
What would represent success for you? Logically, realistically, first season for you guys in the NPFL. I'm not saying that, you want to go and win the league. No, what to be
to survive, knowing that
survive.
At the last day of the season,
our
status is still confirmed as an NPFL team.
That's fair.
If your success is astronomical, which is what we pray for you.
Amen.
Yeah. Lagos State, for instance, says, look, we want to adopt a team because Lagos doesn't have a team. We want to adopt one.
They don't want anything to do with it.
And for whatever reason, you could have a governor tomorrow who says, Lagos, I want a team. Comes to you, Lanre, and says, look, I want 50%. Are you willing to sell?
No.
45%?
I don't think we would. We can have a partnership, but selling, I don't think.
Stake. Like if you want a 20% stake.
No, I don't think we will sell.
Even if they offer you like $500 million.
Means the $500 million will finish in one season.
Okay, they offer you $5 billion. Governments are flush with cash nowadays.
Of course.
They remove subsidy, all of them have money.
Personally, I wouldn't want it. I would rather have like a partnership where maybe they're sponsoring something. Fine. But no, football should be private.
I totally agree.
How about having a supporters club? I know you speak about the fans, they're the ones who come to the stadium and all, but are you thinking about having a core registered supporters club for Inter Lagos?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely. We already have some people that follow us even to away games.
Really?
Yeah. I've been told
unpaid by the club.
Unpaid, I know of
no
a
support
particular
from the
person
club. Nothing.
that
They use their own money.
Yeah, will take leave from work and follow us to Akure, all these kind of places. Yeah.
How about merchandising? Because I mean, this is something that I would comfortably wear. Oh yes.
Just
no. I have a pink suit at home.
So you will not be a CC?
No.
You will not be a CC, yes or no?
That's the impression that people have of guys who wear pink.
So you wear pink and you know you're not a CC.
I think that impression has changed.
It has, yes. Yeah. Okay, so in terms of merchandising, I want to buy an Inter Lagos jersey. Where do I get it?
So on Sion, which is our kits manufacturer, you can buy it on their website.
For how much?
It's 35K.
You know the interesting thing I like about
most expensive in NNL.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't that a bit exorbitant? I mean,
it is, but if you look at the quality,
it's not bad. It's real good quality.
We wouldn't want to compromise and give. Okay, you pay 15K, 20K for a jersey, and then after 6 washes.
I think
It's
I think the
fading.
most creative thing in this entire thing has to be this one. I mean, if you can zoom in, it says
It's not just that. Look at this.
Intalawa.
Okay, the Intalawa.
The Intalawa. That's cool. I
And then
love
if
that
you
one.
look at the,
Yeah, here as well?
no, the actual jersey itself,
yeah?
it has like the Lagos traffic. You can see the buses.
So
You
that's
can
what
see
this
the
is.
stop sign and stuff. Yeah.
I was wondering what it was. I just thought it was just some graphic design.
So this is made
Yes,
by.
I can see it down for.
Yeah.
This is
And
made
the stop
by
sign.
a local manufacturer.
Sion.
Sion.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so here it is. If you can zoom in, there's actually Lagos downfalls and stop signs.
Yeah.
Are there any
There's
policemen
even
there?
a map. No.
No checkpoints.
No checkpoint.
So
No
apart from-
potholes.
apart from the jerseys.
This can't be Lagos, man.
Apart from the jerseys, we can't get tracksuits,
So
scarves.
we did have
what's it
like
called?
t-shirts.
Loungewear, stuff
we
like
did
that.
have,
That should be cool.
We
Yeah,
did
bucket
have,
hats.
but let's just say lack of funds. We weren't able to like produce like in our second season or third season. But in the first season, we had like t-shirts, we had like mugs, pens, notepads, those sort of things.
Face caps, please.
Yeah. Sorry, face
Very
caps.
important. Very important. Face
caps,
caps. I'm a big fan. But I think we're done.
Yeah, but
Anyone?
has
last
there ever been a time, in this journey that you sat back and thought to yourself, goodness, what have I gotten myself into? I think this is the time to just get away
Why
from
now?
this.
Why?
What am I
What
thinking?
am I thinking?
I
Who
didn't
sent me this
realize
message?
that I was paying salaries for just over 50 people until maybe at the start of last season. That's when it hit me that I was paying for salaries for that many people. I didn't know when I was starting the club, I did not think I would be paying for that amount of people. The thought didn't come into my head. So I remember when it hit me, I was like, you mean this amount of people I'm providing for their...
I'm an employer of labor.
It's,
That's a small or medium.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
qualified as an SME.
for me, I was
Yeah.
like, that's crazy. It's so the kind of person I am, I just keep going. So things don't hit me. It's at random moments, something can just hit me. So that's why I said even this qualification, it hasn't hit me yet. Maybe
So basically, was asking. At no point did you ever think, maybe I should stop this? No regrets.
no regrets. No regrets. I'm enjoying it. I'm living my dream. At this age, at 35, I'm living my dream. I thought I would do this. I would own a team maybe when late 40s, early 50s.
You be great like him.
Let me
Abi.
even tell you a short story. I went to a club, right, in Europe, and they had told them the president of Inter Lagos is coming. So when I showed up, you see the way they looked at me. And Igbo people,
Yeah, you expect-
the guy actually said it that, I'm sorry, that
Oh,
when
expecting-
you were coming,
yeah.
we thought we were expecting an old person
Yeah.
that seeing me was like, wow. And they're like, we're going to support you.
I can imagine how modestly dressed you were as well.
Probably like this
Yeah.
anyway. Is there a possibility that you might be thinking of investing in a European club as a bridge between Inter and
We actually
Europe?
thought about that at the start.
Because a
to
good friend
first
of ours,
buy-
OJB, was actually
Yeah.
hawking a fourth division club in France.
Yeah.
You know?
We thought about it at the start of Inter Lagos that maybe we should buy a club abroad first. But I was like, let's not make mistake with euros.
Let's start
You
here.
can make mistakes
Me,
in
Naira.
Naira.
Oh.
For no euros.
It makes sense.
You might not be able to come back from that. So
We really have to go.
We wish you the best, man.
Thank you
Long
so
may
much.
that dream continue.
Amen.
My
Amen.
desire for you would be to play on the continent. I know it's more expensive. Yeah.
What is the sexy name? I mean, if it's in CAF Champions League representing Nigeria, Inter Lagos,
Lagos.
against Al Ahly.
By God's grace,
Amen
we'll
to
get
that.
there.
And then I also hopefully one day see a product of Inter Lagos play for the Super Eagles.
Amen to that.
Amen.
That would be
Amen.
the dream.
Thank you, Lanre Vigo,
Yes.
for what has been a very entertaining, very revealing session
Thank
about
you.
the growth of a club, especially the proper nuts and bolts journey of how a Nigerian club develops. It's been very entertaining, very revealing.
Thank you so much. Thank
It's
you for
about having
me.
a dream and following your dream and believing that it can and will be possible. That for me, that's the most essential here.
Thank you.
It's even a lesson for me as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know my dream.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
no.
No.
I can't be knocking this. Well, it's a beautiful dream, actually.
So yeah. Yeah, it's not about football, guys. It's not about football.
And it's not what you're thinking. It's not about voting the political party.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
So thank you so much for your time. It's been wonderful. It's been entertaining again here on the Playzone podcast. We'll be coming to you pretty soon with another fresh episode with another exciting, knowledgeable guest. Stick around and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to what is becoming the fastest growing podcast in the Nigerian media space. Bye for now.
Welcome to the Playzone podcast.